What's going on, guys? Bryan here, and today was actually supposed to be a Q&A for the online arbitrage, but a little change of plans. So, as you can see from the title, I've obviously gotten suspended from eBay. So I want to talk today about, why I got suspended first and foremost, what I've done about it, slash, what I'm potentially going to do about it, what my plan is going forward, after I do that, or, any action steps that I've taken since then. And then I also want to talk about why certain people like myself are a target. I'm not special, but obviously there are certain people, online that are targeted and have been targeted, and why that's a good lesson, and, why learning from this is a good lesson for everybody. So first and foremost, why was I suspended? A lot of people, and if you're watching this video, I'm sure you were one of them, or you've seen other YouTubers or content creators talk about this recently. A lot of people have been getting suspended for drop shipping on eBay. I don't know if they've completely changed the terms of service. I'm not like that heavy into eBay, especially anymore. I did used to drop ship on eBay, but it's been a long time. Probably honestly a year or so since I've actually legitimately drop shipped on the actual platform. So I can't full-heartedly say that was the reason that I got suspended. However, last night I was on the phone with eBay reps, about 2 or 3 of them, and they were actually very unhelpful. But I was on the phone. I plan on potentially getting on the phone with more in the future, although it was pretty much a waste of time. And what I gathered from it, all that they would basically tell me is that that eBay, I think the quote that I got was, eBay's customers are eBay's customers. They're not my customers. They're not anybody else's that's selling on the platform's customers. And they full-heartedly have to protect the integrity of the sales platform, and doing business or, employing me as a seller on their platform is a risk that they no longer wanted to take. That's literally all that they would tell me. Now, I can't obviously, space myself away from the drop shipping, because I know a lot of people have been getting suspended on eBay for drop shipping lately. They've changed, whether it's the terms of service or, they're just moving in a different direction, trying to make it harder for people to drop ship on the platform, whether that's, I don't know if it's drop shipping with just retail stores or whatever it is. Obviously I have done that in the past, but I don't do that anymore. Literally all the majority of things that I've been selling on eBay lately have been liquidation pallets. I've done countless videos on, how I push liquidation pallets and products on eBay. So literally everything I actually have physically, and I'm shipping out to the customers. I have no bad feedback. The only issues that I could potentially think of were 2 cancellations, but out of a couple hundred sales, 2 cancellations shouldn't, get my account restricted or suspended. So, what have I done about it? Like I said, I called, and what are my actions? What am I going to do about it going forward? I called, and it was brought to my attention last night that I am no longer allowed to sell on the platform, and that is indefinite, so I'm restricted for the, I guess for eternity. And it was kind of funny when I was on the phone with the actual eBay rep last night. It was literally like he was breaking up with me. It was super weird. He was like super apologetic, which obviously was very nice. I'm sure he's dealt with other sellers that have been, very upset about it, and I'm not, excited about it by any means, but it's not that big of a deal, and I'll get into why it's not that big of a deal here in a second. He was literally breaking up with me. He's apologetic. He was, trying to inspire me. He literally gave me a phrase that was a quote that was inspirational, and it kind of it was a weird conversation. I was basically like, dude, just tell me if this is permanent, tell me if there's anything I can do about it, if there's any, course of action that I can potentially take. And he's basically like, from now on, you're not allowed to sell on eBay. Now, obviously, there are options going forward that I can get. I could, borrow somebody else's account, a friend or family, from a different IP address. I could use proxy. I could set up a new one. I could also get a ghost account. There's a lot of things I could do. But really, my plan going forward, which is the third bullet point that I want to talk about, is just sell on other platforms. eBay was not that big of a dent. I wasn't really selling that much on eBay as it were already. Now I know a lot of people do a lot of, there's dropshippers out there that do, hundreds of thousands a month on eBay. I'm not one of them. I sell the majority of what I do is on Amazon. I also do Poshmark and Mercari, and then I was selling on eBay just like Poshmark and Mercari. But honestly, eBay was probably the worst e-commerce platform that I sold on, so I'm not really that, tore up about it. It doesn't really affect me like that much. So obviously, I think Poshmark's been better for me lately. I think Mercari's been better than eBay for me lately. And obviously Amazon, none of those hold a candle to Amazon in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. Now, more importantly, why are certain people like me targeted, or other people online, content creators? It's not just me. It's been happening across the board. It literally seems like they're targeting people, and I have my opinions and theories as to why they're targeting certain people. But one of the things that I've noticed, and I've noticed this recently, is we're targets. So anybody that creates content and shows these type of things online, and it's a big reason why I don't do it that much anymore and I don't disclose a lot of things, is because it makes you a target. So for example, not even take the eBay thing, and I'm going to tie that back into this in a second, is when I used to talk about, Amazon, when I used to do private labeling videos a lot on Amazon, and I would teach people how to get reviews and basically, for lack of a better word, game the system to get more reviews, that made me a target. Those videos that I put online, whether they were in a course on Udemy or they were actually YouTube videos showing that process to potentially promote a course on Udemy, like, hey, I know how to get more reviews. If you want to, learn that, check out this course. That's basically me telling on myself, showing, literally just putting it in a piece of content saying, hey, I'm doing this, I'm going against the terms of service in a lot of ways to game the system to get more reviews. And for whatever reason, I think Amazon didn't like that. Somebody from Amazon probably saw that, whether it was a course or a video, and that led to a review manipulation suspension of my Amazon account about 6 months ago. Now, I've since, obviously gotten my account back. It's not a big deal, but it does make you a target. And so with the eBay, I'm not 100% sure, but I do have eBay dropshipping courses. I have 2 eBay dropshipping courses. I also have shown eBay dropshipping as a viable method to make money online on my YouTube channel, thus also making me a target and telling on myself to game the system, for lack of a better word. And so it's an important lesson, but if guys, it doesn't really affect me like it affects other content creators out there, and my heart goes out to them. If somebody were to take away Amazon or content from me, I can only imagine how I'd feel. So genuinely, I really sympathize with those people. It's not something to play around about. But for me specifically, the eBay suspension, whether it's indefinite or I can potentially figure out a way to get it back online somehow, doesn't really affect me like that, me personally, but it is an important lesson for you guys, whether you're selling on Amazon, whether you're selling on eBay, whether you're creating content on YouTube, whether you're drop shipping on Shopify. The important lesson, if you take any one thing from this video, the most important thing that I want you to take from this video is to diversify. Whether it's finances, whether it's creating content, whether it's doing e-commerce, diversify. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Yes, you want to master something, but if you're selling on Amazon, also start building up your eBay account. If you're drop shipping on Shopify, you have to figure out a way so that you're not attached to one specific platform, because at any point in time, if obviously this is doesn't sound realistic, but for me specifically, if Amazon were to go under, or if Jeff Bezos decided all of a sudden that he wants to put a different terms of service in place that really restricts what I'm able to do on Amazon, or for example, Udemy is another big potential earner for me. I make a lot of money on Udemy, multiple grants every single month. If they were to change their terms of service where a lot of my content is no longer welcomed on the platform, that would be a huge hit to my salary. And if I were only relying on just those platforms, whether it's Amazon or Udemy or literally any of the things that I'm doing, then that would be, I should not, that's a main reason why you shouldn't be attached to one platform. Diversify, definitely if you're seeing success with something, like you're doing multiple grands a month, on a certain platform, you want to master that. You want to put more eggs in that basket, but also diversify so that you're not fully attached to one platform. Because anytime, and I've talked about this countless videos in the past, at any point in time, these platforms, these third-party platforms, where you don't actually own that, can up and change those things. So that's also a reason I host all my courses on my website, because I can control that. Only I have control of that. I'm not attached to Skillshare. I'm not attached to Udemy. And for example, with the e-commerce stuff too, get your own website if that's what it takes. So I just wanted to talk about this today because it's a really, really big thing lately. I got suspended. It's not that big of a deal to me. If you're drop shipping, I would, obviously advise you to be a little bit more careful with that, and look into, how you can basically adhere to the terms of service better, especially on eBay. But this goes across the board, whether you're selling on Amazon or doing anything else at once. So I am going to delete the eBay app off my account really fast, and you guys are going to be here as witnesses with me, and we're going to pop it up, and there goes eBay, and boom.
So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't never. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. I'm taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't here to make it back.